Okay, I kind of want to start this episode off by saying I'm still not 100%, but we're going to try to power through this because I can't have you not have an episode for another week. So, let's get started. The wind howled through the dilapidated ruins, carrying with it the anguished cries of the past. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, eerie shadows across the landscape, a bone-chilling cold settled over the island. It was then that the group of paranormal investigators, armed with their cameras and EMF meters, experienced something they would never forget. A translucent figure appeared at the edge of the old hospital ruins, its form barely distinguishable in the dim light. The figure wore tattered 19th century clothing, and its eyes glowed with an unearthly light. The investigators watched in stunned silence as the figure moved toward them, its footsteps making no sound on the gravel path. One of them raised a camera, capturing the moment when the apparition stopped and turned its sorrowful gaze upon them. The air grew heavy, and a faint, mournful wail filled the night, a sound that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Suddenly, the figure vanished, leaving the group in a state of shocked silence. The temperature plummeted further, and they felt an overwhelming sense of despair wash over them. It was as if the very ground beneath their feet was imbued with the suffering of countless souls. This was Deer Island, a place where the echoes of history's horrors are said to reverberate through time, joining the living in its tragic past. Located in Boston Harbor, Deer Island's history is a tapestry woven with the threads of suffering and sorrow. During the brutal winter of 1675, amidst the turmoil of King Philip's War, approximately 500 Native Americans were forcibly removed from their homes and exiled to the desolate land. Imagine the bleak, barren landscape, the biting cold winds whipping across the island, and the desperate struggle for survival as these indigenous people face starvation and exposure. Their prayers and cries for mercy are said to still linger in the island's atmosphere, creating an aura of unending despair. In the mid-19th century, Deer Island's grim role continued as it became a quarantine station during the Great Famine in Ireland. Thousands of desperate Irish immigrants arrived, seeking refuge in the New World, only to be met with the harsh reality of quarantine. The existing buildings were hastily converted into a hospital, where the sick and dying were housed in overcrowded and unsanitary conditions. The air inside these makeshift wards was thick with the stench of disease and the sounds of suffering, coughing, moaning, and the quiet weeping of those who knew they would never see their homeland again. Over 2,000 patients were treated in the first year alone, and nearly 300 died. The burial grounds became a somber testament to their plight, rows of unmarked graves holding the bodies of men, women, and children who had escaped one form of death only to succumb to another. The island seemed to absorb their anguish, creating an indelible mark on its very essence. Visitors to Deer Island often report seeing ghostly apparitions, hearing disembodied voices, and feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness and despair that seems to emanate from the ground itself. One of the most frequently reported sightings is that of a shadowy figures moving silently among the trees and old buildings. These apparitions are often seen near the remnants of the old hospital, where countless Irish immigrants drew their last breaths. Picture a ghostly figure in ragged clothing appearing momentarily at the edge of your vision, only to vanish when you turn to look at it directly. These spectral forms are sometimes accompanied by faint cries of infants and the mourning wails of mothers, echoes from the suffering that took place within those walls. In the burial grounds, visitors have reported seeing faint, glowing orbs floating above the graves. Believed to be the spirits of those who died during the Great Famine, these orbs move with a deliberate grace, as if they are searching for something or someone. The air around these graves often feels heavy, filled with an overwhelming sense of sorrow and loss that can bring tears to the eyes of even the most skeptical visitor. Paranormal investigators have documented strange electromagnetic fluctuations and captured eerie images of translucent figures standing in doorways. Park rangers patrolling the island have felt icy hands brush against their arms and heard footsteps when no one was there. Near the shoreline, where the island's victims first disembarked, the sounds of splashing and anguished cries can still be heard. Some have even claimed to see ghostly outlines of small boats ferrying the lost souls back and forth from the island, their silent journeys never ending. Deer Island's haunted legacy is more than just tales of ghostly sightings. It has left a mark on the cultural fabric of the region. The stories of suffering and supernatural occurrences have woven themselves into local folklore, creating a narrative that continues to fascinate and haunt the collective imagination. Modern-day Deer Island is a blend of historical reverence and contemporary use. The Massachusetts Water Resources Authority has transformed a portion of the island into a major wastewater treatment facility, symbolizing a commitment to environmental stewardship and the protection of natural resources. Yet, even amidst this industrial presence, the island retains its haunted aura. The sight of the massive sludge digesters known as the giant eggs against the horizon is both a testament to human ingenuity and a stark reminder of the island's complex history. As the sun sets and the island is bathed in twilight, Deer Island transforms into a place where the past and present coexist. The silhouettes of an old hospital buildings and the distant glow of the Boston skyline create a surreal picture. It's a place where one can reflect on the resilience of the human spirit, the horrors of history, and the enduring mysteries of the supernatural. Deer Island is more than a simple plot of land. It is a haunting story of history and mystery that invites both reverence and curiosity. As the final rays of the sun disappear beyond the horizon, the island is enveloped in a shroud of twilight, casting long shadows that dance and flicker like the spirits said to roam its grounds. The wind, heavy with the whispers of the past, carries the echoes of sorrow and resilience, weaving them into the fabric of the present. For those who seek the paranormal, Deer Island offers more than just ghost stories. It provides a tangible connection to the past, where history and legend intertwine. Paranormal enthusiasts flock to the island, drawn by the tales of restless spirits and eerie phenomena. They bring with them modern technology, EMF meters, thermal cameras, and digital recorders, hoping to capture the evidence of the supernatural. The island becomes a living, breathing entity in these moments, its spectral inhabitants seeming to be eager to make their presence known. As the night deepens and the stars emerge, Deer Island stands as a reminder of the past's enduring impact. It is a place where history's ghosts are never far away, where the stories of suffering, survival, and the supernatural continue to captivate and inspire. The island beckons to those who are brave enough to explore its mysteries, offering a glimpse into the world where the past is ever present, and the spirits of those who once walked its shores continue to leave their mark. Thank you for joining me on this journey. The journey is brought to you by tea that kept me going. Oh, it's okay. It's like a bean tea. Oh, okay. It's coffee. Yes, coffee is the only thing that kept me going. And I apologize for the deep breaths if you hear them, because as I said in my last one, I've got an infection in my lungs and my O2 is low. But my voice is back, so I thought I would do an episode for you, even if it's a shorter one, just to get the content out there so you don't think I passed away or anything. I've got a couple more episodes that I want to do in this season, and then I want to kind of do a switch up, change a few things, but still keep to the stories. And we might actually expand and go out to the world rather than just the United States. So, until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the legends, lore, and lies that shape our world.